This is Forsaken Remastered. This is a Xbox One X enhanced game, and it's, I think, the first to actually really give PC-styled choices. So we're gonna go over the actual details the devs gave me, but first I just want to show this. Look, the graphic settings actually have, like you can choose the filtering level, and you can change the blood, show the blood decals, you can change the anti-aliasing on it, you can adjust the ambient occlusion, and you can have motion blur if you'd like to, and you can adjust the field of view as well. Yeah, field of view, that's correct. I think that's really neat. So this is a game where you're like a biker person, and you're biking across a destroyed Earth in order to collect salvage and so forth, and fight people, and you fight other hunters and so forth. So I've been playing this a bit on PC, and now I'm just doing it on the Xbox One X version, which is really cool. So there's multiplayer where you can compete with people online, and there's a single player. So this is from the same, developers, different difficulties here, that did the Turok remasters. So they did a very good job on that. What? Where'd the level I did earlier go? What? I already... Okay, whatever. So you're in the little bike, and you're going around, and you're sort of... Maybe I didn't scroll up. Anyways, you're shooting these vehicles, and you're shooting turrets, and you're moving through levels. There's like a whole cinematic at the beginning, but it's kind of really fuzzy and hasn't held up too well. But it's interesting all the same. So, yeah, these guys are really good at remastering. Yeah, no, it didn't save. Son of a... Anyways, they're really good at remastering titles. They look really good. The conversions. I mean, obviously, this is an older game, so it's not going to be like, today's graphics, but you are getting like the improvements on resolution and style, and it's being ported over beautifully to the new platforms. So I guess this was bundled with graphics cards back in the day to kind of show off visuals. So kind of funny to always think of that with some of these titles, but that was the case. So you get the full campaign and the multiplayer experience. I mean, for some, multiplayer will be pretty cool, I think. Especially if they were a fan of this title. I don't know how popular the multiplayer will be, but it's got a pile of maps, and yeah, just pretty interesting way to play it. So to go over some of the more kind of interesting elements, I guess, for this one, you have your array of characters that you kind of work towards, and a vehicle that is very moving focused. So we kind of go over to the there's cheats too if you want to put in cheat codes. They'll block your achievements, but they're kind of a cool thing to sort of get. So as you can see with the inputs here, a lot of the bindings are kind of unbound, which is a bit weird. So I don't know how much time was actually taken in regards to sort of porting this over to consoles, but it actually has been quite nice in terms of controls and movement and so forth. So you go around, you collect power-ups, you shoot things like turrets, you unlock secret rooms, you actually hit switches and stuff, which is kind of cool. It's a very loud game, which is, I don't know, interesting. Definitely hear it. I think it actually is kind of fun to play. It's a different type of game. There's different camera angles too. You can pull up a map, so you can kind of see where you're going at any time. There's little secrets to be found, and switches, obviously, to get to those secrets, or things you can blow up to get to those secrets. There's a flashlight, if you want to illuminate those high-resolution pixels, in the dark places. So with this being Xbox One X enhanced, and again, these details are directly from, the developer. And like I mentioned, you can actually go to the menu and you can adjust things. But there's no HDR in this. But the FPS is 60, and it is, a 4K resolution, which is nice. I would assume it's a native 4K. They didn't specify exactly, but I mean, there's no reason why this isn't. So we got this like complex chamber system. Where was I going? Okay. Back up here. Here we go. So you can change your, altitude and everything. Get a fancy little menu. You can switch between that stuff. You can shoot rockets, which is kind of cool. Kind of like that. So there are power-ups and things that you do collect as you play. Ooh. Look at that. Different kinds of gunfire. It's a neat little look at history. I definitely appreciate the effort they're doing for these, not ancient, but definitely a little bit older titles, and I'd like to see them continue with these efforts. A, for, you know, just so that those that experience the games and really enjoyed them can play them on modern platforms, and B, so that people like myself that haven't played titles like this, they can. I did know of Turok, but I had never heard of this one prior to it. Getting like a random invite one day, it's like, hey, you want to check this out? I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, it sounds neat, and I like what they did with the Turok remaster, so why not? I guess we'll go over some other details. There's a fair bit of gameplay here. It's based around, you know, 360 movement because we are on the bike and we're shooting and so forth. It's pretty gory when you die. I wasn't expecting that, but you like blow up and there's like body parts and stuff. It's kind of intense. Even nowadays, I'm like, wow, that's you know, it's kind of impressive at the time. A bunch of different multiplayer modes, you know, capture the flag, team games, deathmatch, bounty hunts, stuff like that. Your typical sort of experiences that you would expect. And again, the plot, because I'm not sure if I really went into too much detail, but the whole cutscene kind of explains it fairly well. There's an experiment, humans, you know, they experiment without regard for anything in this future. And that kind of blows up the earth, and then we're bunch of scavengers out here fighting like government-based machines and stuff, and also other hunters as we look for, you know, salvage and so forth. I guess this is far future, and humanity's got all these cool spaceships because there's like a ton in the opening cinematic thing. I don't think it's too heavy on the story. It's kind of go in and like blast things and grab power-ups and shoot everything in sight. But I mean, that doesn't really bother me at all, because it's kind of fun. It looks kind of cool. Every little area is like really distinct. Hopefully, I don't know, time permitting, we'll show the subway level next. So this one's got like a bit of a timer on it. You can see in the corner there. And, uh-oh, that's not good. And yeah, there's a lot of detail in the environments. Like the subway one's got like posters and rails, and you can clearly see it's a subway. I mean, the graphics aren't perfect because they're a little bit older, but it definitely does capture that essence. And another neat thing, I guess the HUD is sort of very clean, and it works well for the specific platform. Why isn't this open? There we go. You know, you get your shields and your hull on the bottom there, you collect bars and so forth, see that on the top in your lives. And you get a nice easy camera so you can see what's going on behind you, because you know, people are everywhere trying to shoot you, and you need to know what's up. Whoa! Do you see the blood splatter in that? Apparently that was a rating issue back in the day, which is kind of funny. Yeah, like, I don't know, it's kind of a neat little package if you like this type of game, and especially if you want to revisit this title again, if you played it in the past. I don't know how big this was, because I honestly hadn't heard of it. I try my best to know as much about gaming as I can, but there's so many titles I've released in history, so, you know, you do what you can with it. But it's kind of cool. Get some shots off here. Get the whole single player, you get the multiplayer. It's the full package, you know. It's basically the best you could ask for out of an older title, at least as far as its treatment. And it performs really well. It looks visually really great, you know, while retaining that unique style from the past, and I do appreciate that. I guess it would have been nice to maybe see new textures done, but that's a lot of work, and it's just nice to be able to experience this in a clean way. Again, I'd love to see the studio continue its work on these, you know, this age of gaming, because they really do have a good grasp on the widescreen support, making it look natural, really cleaning these titles up. Blast away these guys. I mean, there's not a lot of really details to talk about. You go around in a little glider and you just shoot down crafts, and then you keep going on your levels. I think if I speed fast enough and get to the Subway level there. Oh yeah, this one's fun. Kind of a speedy cinematic moment where you get blasted by fire things. Seems easy, but like you go really fast at one point and then you just kind of explode. That's what I had happen. Oh, because I'm not the best speeder bike pilot. I don't even know what's going on right now. Keep in mind I did do this before, so okay, there we go. The end. Level ends. Awesome. Great, cool. We'll continue. Abandoned subway. So yeah, back in the day, this was developed by Probe Entertainment, and the N64 version was Iguana Entertainment. So PC and PlayStation had Probe, and the publisher was Acclaim Entertainment, and then consolidations later and blah blah blah, and now it's ended up in these guys' hands to clean it up. It is a 90s title, late 90s title. And again, one of the interesting parts was that it was bundled due to the technology involved. So I guess this was kind of a big deal, perhaps at a time that I'm not from or can't recall. So yeah, here's the subway. I think it's really neat how they captured like the essence of the subway, and it's like the basis of 3D graphics and a lot of particle effects going on in this one. It's a very interesting title. I'm just gonna keep moving along here because I think this is a good, sort of example. Again, for the game and the different options. There's lots of different levels to play, and lots of creatures, but machines and stuff to fight along that particular pattern. I mean, you get different difficulties, so no matter how skilled you are at this, there's something for you to enjoy on it and get through it. And it might be a little nice blast from the past, I think. All right, those power-ups. Ow. Oh, whoa. Oh yeah, it's easy to switch between the fires you have to. Light that guy up the flashlight. See where we're going. I don't know, it's a very sleek experience. I really do appreciate the enhancement on this. The real shame Turok wasn't enhanced, hint hint. It'd be really good to see that one in 4K. But I mean, how cool would it be if they came and they just did were able to do a bunch of older titles, enhance them easily, make them look good, give that great selection of PC seriously, I don't think I've seen, you get the toggle usually, you can switch between enriched or performance for visuals in enhanced games, but I haven't seen one where you specifically get to alter all the different graphics options that I showed at the start there. And I think that's a really nice touch, especially for this older, game with its heritage and stuff. You can actually tweak the experience to make it how you want, and that's really cool. Oh, here's the switch, and you can kind of see on the top left there that something's going on. Oh, I forgot about the mines. Forgot about those mines. Mines are not cool. Well, apparently I can't outmaneuver the lines. And you've got the loudmouth kind of lady going on too. I don't have the power to open this door. Where am I supposed to go again? I think it's this way. Very interesting levels. I mean, they're... Oh no, I just came from here. Other side. I don't know. I think it's got some neat style to it as far as what you're supposed to be doing in it. Do I go left? Yep. Your goals. And the levels are kind of dynamic too. Ow. It's a cool title. Again, I don't have a whole lot to say about it because there's not too much to it that I don't want to undersell the package here. It's very neat, and it's got some really interesting tech for the time. I'm particularly, again, just blown away by the enhancement options as far as what they've done on Xbox One X, which is really cool. And I think people that are maybe fans of the original will definitely appreciate the effort. And I think newcomers might find it as a fun little fly-around shoot game, because we don't get too many that are like this anymore. And it's sort of like a dead genre, if that's fair to say. Definitely doesn't have as much popularity as it used to. I think there's was it Battlezone was recent? I can't recall. I played something on PC where you're flying around like this. It's just... yeah, it's just neat to see it come back and get to experience more classic titles. That's what I really like about this generation. You get to play all the favorites in one place, and you can go and you can check out games that, oh, there's a full map and everything, games that you would have, you know, never seen otherwise. Whoa! So yeah, that is Forsaken Remastered on the console. It's also remastered for other platforms. So I mean, this could be a good showcase of what it is on all platforms.